Okay, Chief Kurt again, and we're going to talk about the word of the week. Now, usually the word of the week has a like a moral lesson, especially for the kids, but also I think it's important for us adults to learn those same moral lessons. You know, like they say, everything I need to know I learned in kindergarten. But this week, rather than having a moral lesson, it's going to be more like a history lesson. And I'm going to ask you to go and research on your own, because that will drive you to the internet and you'll be able to find other pieces of history about Kajukenbo. All right, so Kajukenbo is the primary art that we do at Freedom School. We do some Muay Thai kickboxing. We do some weapons work that isn't within the Kajukenbo framework. And of course, I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Right now pursuing black belt, but not there, nowhere near yet. But Kajukenbo, right, is a portmanteau. That's a big word that means a blend of a bunch of other words. Okay, so Ka is for karate. Karate actually means, in Japanese, empty hands. It means being able to defend yourself without a weapon. And that's why the part of the Freedom School vow is an empty hand, right? Ju, J-U, means both judo and jujitsu. Judo is more about the art of locks and chokes and holds. And judo is primarily about throwing. Now, there's overlap. Jiu-jitsu players throw and judo players do chokes and such, okay? But the more emphasis in jiu-jitsu is the joint locking and chokes and so forth. And judo, it's more about the throw. Then that brings us to Ken, K-E-N. Ken stands for Kenpo, which is a adaptation of Kung Fu. All right, so Kung Fu is another word, but it's not Japanese, it's Chinese, and it literally means hard work. All right, it's the kind of skill that only comes from hard work, and it's Chinese martial arts is what is in Kajukenbo. And then finally, there's Bo for boxing. Boxing is both Chinese boxing and American, right? American martial arts actually started in England when the rules for boxing, the gentlemanly art of self-defense, was codified in what's called the Queensberry Rules. Anyway, in the 1940s, 5 men that were good at some of these things, right? They formed what's called the Black Belt Society, and they began to practice with each other. And the karate guy says to the boxer, hey, what if I'm this far away? You can't do much, can you, right? And then the judo guy says, well, what if I'm this close? You can't do too much. And then they began to share, and I like to say that Kajukenbo was mixed martial arts before MMA was cool, right? I'd like for you to go to the interwebs and look at Wikipedia and look at other sources and find out what you can find out about Kajukenbo and some of its famous practitioners. Okay, that's the word of the week.